Has this ever happened to you?
I'm going to write a song. I have so many ideas.
But where do I start?
Hi everyone, and welcome to Tiny Dragonfly. In this video, I'm going to show you how I used oblique strategies to come up with ideas while writing a song. This is not a tutorial, it's more of a behind-the-scenes look at my creative process using oblique strategies. But I do hope this inspires you to use them with your own interpretations. So what is oblique strategies? Oblique strategies is a card-based method for promoting creativity jointly created by Brian Eno and Peter Schmidt, first published in 1975. Each card offers a challenging constraint intended to help artists, particularly musicians, break creative blocks by encouraging lateral thinking. Brian Eno is an English musician, record producer, visual artist, and theorist, best known for his pioneering work in ambient music and contributions to rock, pop, and electronica. He has worked with many bands and musicians such as David Bowie, U2, and Coldplay. I'm going to start with a super basic beat, chords, and bass. Then I'm going to use this website version of the cards to add, change, or delete something with each card. I'll put the link to the website and also where you can buy the physical cards in the description below. Here's the original loop. Let's look at the first card. It says, "Your mistake was a hidden intention." So as I was setting up the basic loop, I accidentally made the loop brace one beat too long in the bass. The second time it looped, everything was an eighth note off. So I'm going to make that mistake into my intention and put all the bass notes on the second half of the beat. The next card says, "Once the search has begun, something will be found." What could I search for? Well, I really don't like the instruments that I've chosen, so I'm going to search for some better sounds. After searching for a bit, I remembered that I had downloaded Andrew Huang's Plock sample pack and hadn't used it for anything yet. So I made a drum rack with some of those sounds for the drum track. I also was inspired to change the snare beat just slightly, so I did that. It's time to think about how to grow this track. How can I grow it instead of build it? I watched some time-lapse videos to get a sense of how plants grow, but that was like watching grass grow, literally. So instead, I started thinking about how gardening is different from architecture. You help things along, but you don't control every step. You let things happen. How can I do that with music? So I'm going to grow these chords in my interpretation of a natural way. Instead of repeating or adding a new section of different chords, I'm going to add one chord between each chord that I have. I inserted one of each of the chords that I didn't use. Minor second, minor third, minor seventh. What I have so far is not really blank, but I certainly can use a better frame. As the frame, I'm thinking about the texture or timbre. So I'm going to work on making a better frame for this and find some instruments that sound good. I've already changed the drum sounds, so I'm going to find something for the bass and chords and something for the melody, even though I don't have anything there yet. I guess that's my blank. Choosing instruments is probably the way that I'm most inspired. I was listening to some of the synth rhythmic presets in Ableton, which are mostly arpeggiated, and added another track with notes that are the third of the chords I'm using, which then add their own harmonies. I also finally got Native Instruments' Complete Control figured out and set up so I can use it. Added a bit of melody and used two different instruments from Analog Dreams and Play series. I could play with instruments for seriously hours, but let's go on to the next prompt. Well, I definitely want to increase the length of the song to a full track, but what should I reduce? At first I thought the song felt too happy and thought I should reduce that, but I kind of like it. It reminds me a little of some J-pop songs, so I might actually increase the J-pop vibes. Maybe I just need to increase and not reduce or maintain. Of course, these prompts are just that, prompts to get you thinking about how you want to develop your song, not strict step-by-step instructions. I changed the E minor chord to an E major, added a melody that emphasized the G sharp, and it definitely gives it a little more J-pop feel. I added an intro and B section. I also played with the drums a bit. They sound a bit muddy right now, but I'm going for a really boomy kick. I tried making a section with the bass playing the melody, but I didn't like it. I guess that shows that these prompts are just to give you ideas about what to try. Some things you try won't be any good. I also tried changing the instrument for the melody. Not sure if I like that either, but I'll keep it for now. I think it's time to add some ear candy. I'm going to try looking through presets and samples that have little tunes and use parts of those. I started with the B section and just started throwing random bits in there. I used various longer presets from Ableton, Arturia, and some from Andrew Huang's Plock pack. Then I listened to it and moved stuff around so it sounded better. I have a basic framework and a lot of ideas that I just have to add, so I'm going to stop using the Oblique Strategies prompts and just finish the song with my additional ideas. The Oblique Strategies got me from nothing to a place where I could continue on my own in a fairly short amount of time. If you use Oblique Strategies to start a piece of music, or just to get yourself out of a creative block, please let me know in the comments. It would be interesting to know how different people interpret the strategies and use them in their music. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time!